Hey, good morning, students. It is great to be with you this morning. I have a little activity that we're going to do today called Exploring the Volume of Rectangular Prisms. Now, you're going to consider a rectangular prism a box, but their proper name is rectangular prisms. So the definition of volume is the number of cubic units needed to fill a given space. I've also got for you the formula for the volume of a rectangular prism. So the volume of a rectangular prism would equal its length times its width times its height. So if you're thinking of volume of a box, I've got a box here, and of course I dropped it. So there's our box, and the volume of it would be what can we fill, how much will fit to completely fill the inside of that box. Well, to find that volume, you're going to take length times width times height. And I have taken a different box from my pantry. The other box, shoebox, came from my closet. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to take a measuring device, whether it is a tape measure, which you might have one of those, or a ruler, or I also have a sewing tape. It's called a measuring tape, and it looks like this. Okay, the measuring tape measures to 1/8 of an inch. There are 8 little marks going from 0 to 1 and from 1 to 2, so it measures to 1/8 of an inch. The ruler that I've got will measure to the nearest 1/16 of an inch. There are 16 little marks between 0 and 1, between 1 and 2, between 2 and 3, and so on and so forth. Now, the tape measure that I have will measure to the nearest 32nd of an inch. And if you need to do that, you can. It just depends on which measuring device you have available to you at home. I used my ruler. And on my box, since this box is really, really thin, I can literally just measure the outside of the box. Now, if your box is really, really thick, you're going to have to measure the inside of your box. But I measured the length of my box, and I found it to be 7 inches long. And I wrote the length actually on the box so that I wouldn't forget. Okay, then I want to measure my width. How wide is my box? So I'm going to turn it on edge. And again, since this box is thin, the walls of it are thin, I can just measure the outside, and I got 2 inches for it. And I wrote that also on my box. Now I need the height of my box. So I'm using my ruler again to measure the height of my box. Okay, it wasn't quite 6 inches long. It was 5 7/8. So if you can see the little marks from 5 to 6, you only count 7 of those little tick marks. So that gives me 7/8 of an inch. So 5 7/8 inches is my height. Now I need to take those dimensions, and I have recorded them on my board. And this is my medium box. So the length of it was 7 inches, the width of it was 2 inches, and the height was 5 7/8 inches. To find its volume, I need to multiply length times width times height. So I took my calculator, and I entered in 7 times 5 7/8 times 2, and I found that the volume of my small box was 82 1/4 cubic inches. The reason it's cubic inches is because we took the length was in inches, the width was in inches, and the height was in inches. So I took inches times inches times inches, which gives me a unit of cubic inches. And my challenge for you is to find different size boxes in your home. So I have some examples for you of different size boxes. You see my Jello box, that would be a little box. Then I have a Christmas tree box that could be considered a large box. I have my taco shell box, and I have my shoe box. Those could be considered medium-sized boxes. But my challenge for you today is to measure and calculate the volume of 3 boxes. 1 small box, 1 medium-sized box, 1 large box. Record all of your work on paper or in a Google document. Then there's one more thing you've got to do. You're going to find an object in your home that would also be considered a rectangular prism. Measure it, calculate its volume, and then submit all work to me, either in a Google Doc, or if you do it on paper, take a picture of it and send it to me. I'd also like a picture of the other object that you found in your home. An object, some examples would be, I have a china cabinet in my home. So my china cabinet, if you think about the inside of it, the inside of that would be considered a rectangular prism, wouldn't it? So if I measured that, I could find the volume. Now there may be some items that are really, really big, and you may want to use feet instead of inches if it's a really large object. I hope you're having a great day, and I miss you guys. It's a great day to be a Minuteman. Minutemen all in, and we are all in this together, guys. Please let me know if you have any questions or have trouble. Email me. I'm trying to email you guys back just as quickly as I can and respond to each and every one of you. If you have questions, I am here for you. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.